A very good afternoon to one and all present here. On behalf of Mechanical Engineering Department, Medicaps University Indore, I Ram Bansal welcomes you all in today's webinar, Measurement and Inspection Process through a research-based tool, Quick Check Educational Kit. First of all, I am pleased to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dilip Kumar Patnaik, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. D.K. Panda, all the deans, heads of department, faculty members, and students. At this juncture, I am pleased to introduce Medicaps University as a topmost private university in the state of Madhya Pradesh of India. As per NIRF ranking issued by Central Government MHRD in 2017, and also ranked top in private institute in Central India according to I3RC Times Engineering Survey 2019 and 2020. Since its inception in July 2000, Medicaps has consistently aimed at creating an idea ambience for building technocrats and managers, helping them to grow like a true professionals. With its highly qualified faculty, there seems as optimal blend of academic brilliance and industry exposures, supplemented by highly specialized visiting faculty and industry experts, senior professors and visitors segments of different industries and business houses. With the aim of spreading wings and move out from for more exposure and winding of the periphery, the foundation of Medicaps University has been laid down in 2015. The university is maintaining the objectives of imparting best quality education. Medicaps is offering UG, PG, and PhD programs in engineering, management, science, pharmacy, agriculture, computer applications, and commerce. Our academic curriculum is prepared to be able to a student to face the challenges in industry with application of knowledge gained during the program of study. To achieve this, it is important that the students are exposed to ongoing research, latest technologies, development, and industry practice in their particular domain. As we all are here to attend the webinar, we have our today's speaker, Mr. Salab Rastogi, founder and director, Ruby Metrology Private Limited. Let me take the opportunity to introduce our guest. Sir completed his BTech in mechanical engineering. Sir have more than 25 years experience in automobile industry. Sir submitted 2 patents on one national and one international patents have in the account of sir quality improvement, productivity improvement, innovations, energy conservation, Kaizen management, reliability engineering. These are the various awards on the name of sir. Research field is reduced rework, rejection and wastage in supply chain by improving calibration process and skill development of users. Sir attend more than 100 training programs in India and abroad. That means Germany, Australia, Switzerland, England, etc., Japan, through various prestigious organizations. Also provided training approximate 2,000 engineers and technicians. Faculty from Maruti Suzuki, Hero Motors, Honda, L&T, BAIL, Mahindra, Midda, these type of industries or in these type of industries are also give the training programs. Sir, company Ruby Metrology Private Limited has customers in more than 27 leading countries of the world, like Maruti Suzuki, Tata, Z, Ford, Toyota, L&T, Honda, Kia, as well as 22 IITs and polytechnics under CSR programs through Maruti Suzuki and TTC Global. I am so much pleased to invite such a personality to have an insight on today's topic. I welcome you, sir. Now over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected VC sir and all faculty members. First of all, please accept my sincere regards. And dear students, I am Shalabh Rastogi. As Bansal sir told, I am from Ruby Metrology, and we all are here to understand the importance of inspection and measurement process. And with this skill, we can achieve a lot of goals, mainly excellent quality and zero defects. Why this is excellent quality? Because once we say excellent quality, it comprises a lot of things in this small word. And zero defects means, you know, everything like TPM, TQM, reliability, repeatability, everything comes in zero defect, because zero defects means everything is perfect as per as the customer's requirement. So by introducing first of all the equipment or the main instrument by which we can improve or we can build our skills. So it is quick check educational kit, and in this kit they are main 5A, B, C, D, E. Some designed accessories, they are basically attribute gauges. They are designed to perform various studies by which one can understand the application of different instrument and gauges and their design factor, why they are designed in this manner, how they can take the perfect measurement with repetitive readings, and I would say as per the requirement of their drawings, everything. So friends, I'll start you a brief about what you are going to see in this webinar. Actually, I tell you, this kit is basically is not a physical hardware. It's a concept. It's a concept by which you can understand about the metrology and manufacturing process, because metrology and manufacturing process runs parallelly. I have experiences my 25 years of working with Hero Group. We always find a connection, a big connection between manufacturing process and metrological process, or I would say in a very precise manner, a measurement process. Like manufacturing process, you put some input, then there is a process and you get some desired output. In the same manner, friends, in process, there is some object and you do some activity and you get some numerical value or some output. So it is same like manufacturing process. So these two processes are very important now these days, because I tell you, very honestly speaking, if you can't measure perfectly, you can't make accurately, because inspection process gives a judgment, okay, not okay. So I'll start with giving you some introduction about the quick checks. You look, these 5 quick checks are very similar, but they are designed to perform different activities. So I'll give you some snapshots. Again, move. Why this is important? I'll give you some example. Yes. So when we talked about metrology, it touches our life in every day, every minute, like calculating the weight, length, pressure, density, distance, volume, time, frequency, everything is a metrology. And friends, once you will saw this metrology, you will find everywhere in the shop floor. You make any type of component with the complete in a full scale. This is the main important slide which I want to show you all. We talk about metrology, but can you believe It started 5,000 years back. All the Giza's pyramid, all big structures in the world are the great example of utilizing meteorology skill on that time. Just see the slide. It started 4,000 BC, and all the pyramids are accurate into the length of 150 mm. The death penalty if anything goes wrong with the process. So there was no justification of that, only death penalty is there. And that's why we are seeing those pyramids in this century. So this is a great example how we can utilize meteorology as a tool to improve the reliability, the life cycle of our product and processes. Please. I'll show you one more important slide just to give you a sense. Please see this slide. When we talked about the total observed process variation, there are two components of that variation. One is the process variation, where you will find the variation due to long-term process, short-term process, and variation within a sample. But there is a major contribution done by the measurement variation, and measurement variation have two components. One is due to gauge and due to different labs, operator, devices at times. And we can further differentiate it into some studies called bias, linearity, variation. My dear friends, once you will see this slide, then you can understand if there is a measurement variation and we are not able to attack on this particular variation, then this will mislead your result in the manufacturing process. Or in other words, I would say it will hide the total variation of manufacturing process, and you won't be able to take the right decision or root cause. So to understand the actual problem, to analyze the actual problem, you must understand both the variation. First, it can come through machine, through process, and second, it can come through the measurement process. And again, when we talk about the process control, then there is a control of temperature, humidity, pressure, mass, volume, and everything is in metrology. Because when we talked about the control, where we fit some process value, and if it exceed or if it is low, then we take the respective action just to make it within the range. So my dear friends, right now we'll talk about only dimension metrology, but later on you will understand in a process there are two metrology concerns. One is dimension metrology goes for product control. Say for I want to make this product or like this product, so I need to control all the dimension. So this metrology we call dimension metrology. It is for product control. And to make this product, we have a process, and in that process there are so many parameters. So control those parameters under process control, but again we use different kind of metrology to make this happen or to make this component as per the drawing. So the knowledge of metrology and dimension metrology will give you an edge by which you can take the right decision at shop floor. You can take suggestions to your seniors and juniors within the existing limit of the resources. So basically, I have experience in India and abroad. After taking 200 samples data, dimension metrology or variation in measurement plays a vital role. And that's why there is a lot of rework, rejection, and wastage. And consider from the raw material to the finished good, this goes like anything. And this percentage may be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, anywhere. So you can estimate the volume by what we are doing reworks, we are doing so many wastages in supply chain. So please try to understand. I'll show you how you can improve your skills and understanding these small instruments which we take to control the dimension or to check the dimensions are also plays a vital role. So I'll start by giving you some example how you can build this measurement and inspection skills in your hand in a very short time, and you can utilize this skill at shop floor by identifying the root causes and the reason of rejection. So I'll take you one by one. So first of all, you all have seen we have 5 different quick checks, and as I told you, they look similar but have different. Each and every quick check have so many dimensions. It's word first standard in the length section where you can find dimension this side, this side, this side. Every side you will find some dimensions, and they are correlated with each other. So if we'll see the instruments and their category, we can divide this family into some subgroups. First of all, I'll say they are variable. Those instruments which can give their, I will say they are variable gauges. Just to interrupt you, I am audible to all. Dr. Ram?
Yes, sir. Clearly audible.
Okay. So these all instruments are called variable instruments. We can build our skill on different kind of list with this quick check. And why this is in this shape? Actually, in our study, we find if there is a standard called slip gauges, it's a standard having the fixed length, say for 100, 75 or 50. So in the world, everywhere, people use widely these standards, but problem is that their value is fixed. So everyone knows because they never help anybody to develop their skills. So you will find quick checks with different lengths. Every quick check, you will see there is a length, but it is different from the previous one. Why? Because nobody can remember that. Second thing, you can conduct a lot of study like in MSA, measurement system analysis, like linearity, bias. So you need at least 5 components to conduct that study. That's why they are 5 in quantity and they are having different dimension. So how we can start this process? By doing a small activity. Say I have a quick check. Why this is small? We can make this like this height gauge because it should feel very comfortable. It should feel like a component in the hand of the appraiser. And he can take any instrument like vernier and paste some sticker like this. Are you seeing this? So you can take this instrument and say for I want to develop my skill into a length in the range of 50 to 75 millimeters. So I'll check this dimension. I'll note down this. And vice versa, I'll check the second dimension. I'll note down this. And similarly, I can develop my skill in a smaller range or in a bigger range by checking different dimensions which are mentioned here. After taking my readings, I'll compare the value which is written over here and difference of those value, both the values. This is, I would say, master reading, and my observation is my appraiser reading. The difference of both the readings will be called bias. So when you will start, you will feel your bias is too much. But now what you need to do, you need to understand how to operate this instrument and what is the design of this instrument. They are, say, for example, this is inside jaws, outside jaws, depth bar, and step bar. So you can develop your skill in each and every measurement system. Say for first, I'll take the outside jaw and I take some reading. Now I'll use the inside jaw and take some readings. Here is the diameter. I'll note down. Then depth bar. Friends, this is what's first length standard, where you can check or calibrate a vernier caliper with inside jaws, outside jaws, depth, and step. So in every measurement, you need to note down your observation and compare with the written observation, and you will feel gradually the difference will be next to zero, or there will be a very lesser difference after conducting 3-4 trials, because your hands will be trained, or you must have the feel how much pressure is needed, like this one. And if you are taking a bigger dimension, then how much pressure is needed. So by this process, you can develop your skill. Second thing, you can take the same dimensions with different measurement system or measuring instruments called micrometers. Please repeat the same process. Instrument, open the instrument in a certain range and take the measurement. And again, you will note down the measurement and you will compare. Friends, what is the difference in both the system? Both are digital equipments. Both are designed to check length, but this is a precision instrument. Micrometer is a precision instrument. It's for rough dimension or raw dimensions, or I would say very precisely having the uncertainty of plus minus 30 micron. You can check those dimensions. But with the help of micrometer, you can check those dimensions which are having the least count of 1 micron and the accuracy of 3 micron. So this example will give you an understanding both the measurement of different tasks, but very honestly speaking, with the help of a vernier, it's a widely utilized instruments in the world. You can check any dimension up to 200 mm, but for 200 mm, you need to have take different micrometers like 25 mm, 50 mm, 75 mm, or 100 mm. So this learning will give you the boost. If you want to dimension or you want to check some precise dimensions, you always need a micrometer. And if you want to check some dimension having some bigger tolerances, you can use vernier. Apart from that, when we will go in depth, there are so many uncertainty are concerned with this process. So we need to understand, if I am going to select a measurement system in the shop floor during my work, which system should do, identifying the uncertainties and associated errors of the measurement system. And surprisingly, I will tell you, friends, I have two micrometers. One is digital micrometer, second is manual micrometer. And you won't believe, this digital micrometer having the accuracies of plus minus 3 micron, but this manual micrometer is having the accuracy of just 1 micron, and it is 4 times higher with the cost of this micrometer. In this measurement system, designer give you the range of 25 mm, but in a single shot you can check only 100 micron plus minus, and that's why this measurement system gives the accuracy of 1 micron. So developing skill is not to handling the instruments. Developing skill is to understanding the design criteria and how we can take the best measurement in the shop floor. And this all process will give you the knowledge of quality by design. I would say there are a lot of things which we do in industry, like APQP, PPAP, FEMA, MSA. Everywhere you have to design something for your process, because every industry has its own processes up to some extent, because components have different size, they have different shapes. So designing your process, you have to identify which measurement system or which measuring equipment is good for my work, so you can reduce overall measurement uncertainty, and vice versa, a short-term capability and a long-term performance. So in the same way, with the family of variable instruments, like I say vernier, we have depth gauges, and you can develop your skills in this process also. Similarly, we have thickness gauges, and you can take different reading with the quick check. So with this small instrument, you can improve your skills with vernier, depth gauges, micrometer head, height gauges, V blocks, puppy dial, plunger dials. This is called plunger dials, bore gauges, and height gauges. I'll show you one more example of height gauges. Friends, this is a widely used instrument at any shop floor where inspection process is there. You will find this instrument called height gauge. So you can also develop your skill how to take right measurement with the height gauge. You just open this, make it 0 on the surface plate. Consider this table as a surface plate, and touch the puppy dial. Same way, you will find the difference of the written value and the observed value, and difference of both will be the error. So with this process, you can also calibrate your all measuring device with quick check, because accuracy of this quick check is 2 microns. There are 32 dimensions on every quick check, and they are accurate within 2 microns. In this height gauge, you are seeing two measurement system. One, this height gauge, and second, this puppy dial. Though we are using simultaneously, but there are two different measurement systems. And friends, why I am taking this? Actually, if anything goes wrong with this height gauge, like the digital display, the up and down movement, the internal gear structure, can give a wrong dimension. Further, if this whole mechanism is loose here, here, or maybe this puppy dial is not okay, or this probe is not okay, or angle of measurement is not okay, then again it will not give you the right dimension. So by developing these skills, you will understand what would be the angle of puppy dial when I am touching the surface plate. First, how this move, and is it perfect? Is this system is perfect? And you can check with quick check within a minute, like this. Just see carefully. If you can see, they are small dimension. They all are in microns. Again, it's a word first standard where you can find micro, medium, and macro dimension. Like then from 1 mm to 7.5 mm, then up to 150 mm. And not only up to the dimension. Again, all measurement parameters and characteristics are like diameters, angle, form, geometry, depth, length, width, everything is there. So you can develop your skills in any parameter of any instruments in different ranges with different list count. Apart from that, you can also develop calibration skills with the help of quick check, because in calibration process we can identify that this particular instrument is okay or not okay. So research, I find if I'll take a dimension, a measurement, then there are two components. One is measuring instrument, like this, like micrometer, like thickness gauge, and second is appraiser. In our industry, a general perception is only variation comes through measuring instrument. That's why they call it EV, equipment variation. But we got lot of data that in a standard condition, human or appraiser contributes a lot in the measurement uncertainty, and overall accuracy will be 3 times or 4 times of the desired accuracy. So we made a system. Why not? We put appraiser by which once he will start taking any measurement, we can consider he is trained and he can take any dimension. So only variation will be through measuring instrument. In cut short, in measurement process, this skill will provide you an opportunity by which you can reduce the component of appraiser variation in every measurement or in any measurement process. I hope I am able to give you the idea why this skill is needed. So friends, I would say in today's scenario, India is going into the next phase where people are thinking we are the replacement of China or China plus one policy. Lot of manufacturing companies are putting their base in India. They will manufacture everything. So this is an opportunity. If you got skill and if you are trained, then you can get a good job over there. And not only getting a job, you can perform like leader in every shop floor because you have developed this skill. So now I'll take the second one. This quick check is designed to perform measurement and inspection process, and we can develop a understanding how we can use these different small attribute gauges for different application. Friends, one more thing, and very interesting thing. What do you think about measurement skill? Actually, I tell you very honestly, every skill which needs lot of effort, like swimming, martial arts, cooking. You cannot learn these skills by just seeing or viewing the things. Do you agree with me? So I'll give you an example. You can learn techniques, how you can be a good in a martial art, but after seeing all the techniques on the other area, you cannot fight with a black belt master. In similar way, measurement and inspection skills looks very small and very pretty, but they need proper attention, proper practice, and understanding of each and everything about the gauges and the instrument. Then only you can take the perfect measurement on the right measurement within the given tolerances and the accuracy. So just see this. In a similar way, you will find few threads over here and a different pin on the top side, and rest of the things are almost same, but you won't believe this is entirely different with the previous one. Like this pin gives me the knowledge of matching the attribute structure in terms of thread, like outside thread, inside thread, and different profiles. And generally in industry, variable instruments are not being utilized to check these kind of threads and different profiles. We use small gauges, and they are called attribute gauges, like thread ring gauges, thread plug gauges.
Sir, your voice is getting low.
My voice is low. Now you are getting? Sir, Ram sir, are you getting?
Sir, quite low.
Quite low voice. I'll try, sir. Just give me 10 seconds. Now I am audible.
Yes, sir, audible, but volume is too low.
Volume is low.
Yes. Again, it was disconnect. So I was saying for the curve also you have to take care of the setting. And false of the objects, we can easily detect it's a false alarm because its span will be very less and its height will.
Hello. Hello, Ram sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you feel some changes, or it is just like previous one?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm not say something.
You are comfortable?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So shall we continue? Sir, may I continue?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, okay. Friends, these small gauges, I'll tell you, they are called attribute gauges. And with the help of these gauges, millions of...
Sir, your voice is very low.
Again, voice is low. So I'll check,
Please check your connection, I think so.
speak little bit on a higher tone. Okay. Hello.
Now, next.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now,
From the last class.
Hello.
There was that collision also there. So we should take.
Hello.
So causes of.
Yes, sir, now okay.
collisions.
Okay. Okay, sir. So I just take the example of thread ring gauge. Little bit tight. Will not allow this kind of inspection. So this is the field. It should work like this. Because in earlier case, if it work like this, it will wear the gauge itself and the component. And that's why it is not recommended. Similar way, you can check there are so many threads having different and different PCD have the same measure dia. Say for an example, M10 threads have the PCD of 0.75, 1, 1.25 and 1.5. In a similar way, a 1.5 pitch you can find in M8, M10, M12, M16 gauges. So you need to understand how this pitch is playing a vital role and how you can identify which kind of metric threads, they are Acme, they are BSW, they are BSP, they are unified threads. There are so many threads. So my dear friends, you need to understand about how much manufacturing allowance, wear allowance is given in a particular thread by which you can give the judgment whether this is okay or not okay. So just see the passing. If it is too tight, then it is not okay. And apart from that, this thread must be straight. And if I'll take a thread plug gauge, it will take 3. Hello. Hello, Dr. Ram.
yes, sir.
Uh, we have stopped the other net systems. Is it a little bit on the good side? I'm little bit more audible.
Yes, sir. But voice is low till now.
Still voice is low, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, Dr. Ram. Uh, we have done another exercise. Is it little bit better?
Yes, sir. Now better.
Okay. So, dear students, so when we talked about thread plug gauge, it not only check the thread size, it check straightness of the thread, it maximum material condition as well as minimum material condition with both the sides. And for not go threads, 1.5 threads can qualify in the gauge, because if you will see, this is qualifying. If it not qualify, then you won't be able to understand whether size is okay or not okay. So 1.5 thread may qualify, and if it is qualifying, then your component is okay or your thread gauge is okay. So there are small things by which I take some precautions during measurement and inspection process. Maybe a few of my friends are thinking why we are not going to use these gauges. Dear friends, you are going to take care of say for 10 members or 20 members in your team. Then for every problem, they will come to you. Ki, sir, please guide us. And if you don't have this kind of skill, then anybody can make you fool, and you maybe mislead the things. So just to make the confidence of all these things up to some extent. In the same way, we have ring gauges. This is go ring gauge and this is no ring gauge. The ring gauge also check the cylindricity, the roundness, the taper and the size. So these all things you must know, because this geometry is needed with some data of different dimensions to take the bonus tolerances. And like this, it is also one kind of gauge where you can have the profile with counter shaft having straightness, perpendicularity, flatness, parallelism, both sides. So this kind of things can give you a wonderful identity. So I'll take up you little bit on GD&T side with other quick check. So this is about the second type of quick check, and two more gauges like snap gauges, go no go. Almost millions of snap gauges are being utilized by Indian industry alone every day. Millions of snap gauges, and they all attribute gauges are for mass production inspection with variable gauges. So please understand, attribute gauges for mass production and variable gauges for smaller size or batch production. But when you need accuracy, a fixed size, you will go with variable gauge. When you have to take the judgment, okay, not okay, you will use all this kind of attribute gauges. Now I'll take you third type of quick check. Okay? It will give you a same feel, having a small different. You will see the diameters, few holes on the top side, and thread profiles. Type B gives you understanding about inside thread, and this is designed for outside thread. Just to give you a glimpse about how you can identify in the shop floor, there are gauges called thread pitch gauges. You are seeing, and filler gauges, radius gauges, valve gauges, taper gauges. Type A was designed for variable gauges. Type B designed for attribute. Type C is for miscellaneous, or I would say which looks attribute but gives the dimension in a variable form, like radius gauge. You will see entire industry use this kind of gauges. They are special gauges because they have so many leaves which covers a range, say for 0.5 mm to 7.5 mm radius for inside and outside both. But they are called special gauges because is like an attribute gauge, but when we'll have this kind of different leaves, we'll say a special gauge or attribute and variable gauge. So when you will see this C type quick check, you get of radius, and we can hone our skill to check radius. For radius, we need to open 3 leaves, one lower side, one upper side, and we'll take, I'll put and we'll see the estimation how you can check and give your judgment. Similar way, these all quick checks have a modular design which comes like this. This surface having different depth with this surface, and this and which goes all around. So you will see there is a gap, and for this gap, this is qualifying. This is not and this is not. So size is in between 0.2 to 0.3. This kind of inspection is needed in so many sheet metal components in every day. And in the same way, and you can use where 0.3 is not working and 0.2 is working. So you can say this bottom surface is nearby 0.2 to 0.25, and this surface, backside surface, is 0.3 to 0.4. So as per the specification, you can use different kind of special gauges, and you can build your skills in this gauging process, or you can understand, you can utilize this kind of gauges in different measurement systems at shop floors. Say for this is again a radius gauge, and for outside we'll see and touch. And we have to see with our naked eyes how much is there. If it is perfectly matching, then we'll say this radius is like this. If it is little bit upper side or lower side, profile is not matching, so we'll say this radius is not as per the specification. So you can use attribute cum variable gauges operating skill with this third type or type C. Apart from that, you can use a small washer, and it will give a different geometry, and you can this is now a step, and you can check step dimension with the help of this. So you can build your skills how you will check a dimension which is not visible, and you can see of just 2 micron. And apart from that, one more important thing you can do, checking of these small holes in tool room everywhere in the world. I am not talking about India. I have seen in Switzerland, Germany, Belgium, all tool makers have this kind of gauges called pin gauges. pin gauges. They are small pins. Just to they will put like this, go, not going, not going, go, not going, not going. So they will say the size is, this is 3.2. So 3.2 mm is the size of the hole. Sometimes a small hole inspection is not easy, because for big hole you can use bore gauges like this. For big bores, you can, for small holes like 3.2, there are very less inspection method available in the world. So we'll use this kind of pins. And apart from that, you can also see whether this axis is shift or not, or this hole is taper or not. Just put like this, touches on the both sides, make it 0, and see the opposite side, and difference will be the axis shift. So this is small see and analyze. Then you can use it for deep holes, for small size holes, and for those geometries which are not easy to check with available small kind of gauges on instruments. So a special measurement system is needed to measure small holes. Now I'll take the fourth one. I'll summarize. We talked about the variable gauges, the attribute gauges, and the miscellaneous gauges. This fourth quick check, again similar in size, is designed to perform all GD&T parameters like roughness, roundness, cylindricity, straightness, perpendicularity, and flatness. Radial runout, total runout, concentricity, coaxiality, like parameters. Friends, when we talked about GD&T, in today's automotive sector, in consumer good, in aerospace, you will find it is full of GD&T parameters. So without knowing the GD&T, you cannot check a component, and you cannot improve the manufacturing process if you don't know where is the opportunity of improvement. So when we talked about GD&T, you will see the difference in roundness and cylindricity, and how a roundness and cylindricity of a ring like this, with respect to some datums which are allowed, say for this is datum A, this is datum B, and this is datum C. So you can correlate a dimension with respect to different datum, and you can make a system where minimum least tolerances are maintained to complete a geometry, minimum least tolerances. And by using this kind of process, you can improve your sigma, because the standard deviation will reduce automatically when you will take the least tolerances of different datum in this geometry. So now people are utilizing this kind of knowledge, GD&T knowledge, in their day-to-day inspection process, and to utilize bonus tolerances. Therefore, though I cannot show you how you can check flatness, but this is designed because you will not see any modular profile this side. This is there, but this side it is not there. So you can put it like this on 3 points and check the flatness. Once you will check the flatness, you will get the all input how you can check flatness in different condition, what will be the dial angle with respect to base, how you can check flatness where it is difficult to put on some 3 points, how you can take references or different datums or small and very known parameters, perpendicularity, parallelism, you will see here and you will not see here that. So one side, if I'll take this datum, this is called straightness. And if I'll put like this, it's perpendicularity. So this kind of knowledge, once you will gain, then you can easily improve your manufacturing process. I'm damn sure. You can see so many roughness patterns. In today's scenario, roughness is also a management feedback mechanism. By seeing the roughness of a machining component or a force component, we can identify what kind of problem is there in the machine tool or in the tool material. So you will see and you will understand different kind of roughness pattern comes when you will take turning, you will take drill tap machining center, you will go with drilling, you will go with VNC and different manufacturing processes. So this 4 or D type quick check is to give the impulses of different GD&T parameters to understand better a profile of engineers. Now I'll go with the last one, type 5 quick check. Again, all side workable, but you will see 5 holes over there, a taper hole, some pockets, and if you are visible to see, they are small chamfer, V, semicircle, hollow and semicircle solid geometry, I would say step and chamfer. Friends, in manufacturing, we have so many assemblies every day. We make components for big assemblies. Maybe it's a automobile, maybe it's aerospace engine, maybe anything is there. So we need to match some profiles with given tolerances. Therefore, we have to match this profile within 20 micron. So we must understand how we can check this miniature dimensions, how we can make our component and how we can reduce measurement uncertainty by which a okay component will be considered not okay and a not okay component will be considered as a okay, because there is a very less tolerance available. And if your measurement system is not strong, you won't be able to differentiate between okay and not okay. And I have seen in my life thousands of components get rejected every day in so many industries only because of that they are not which is okay or which is not okay. And this comes with the border cases, like the tolerance is allowed is 20 micron, but when you check a component, it comes within the range of 18 to 19 micron, and you thought it's okay, you send it to customer, and customer send back say it's more than 20. So the difference of your measurement system and the customer measurement system have variation, and it's a nature. It's a by law you cannot make same. So make your shipment rejected at customer end, and sometimes few components you thought they are rejected, they were okay. So you can develop this skill by identifying various small instruments or medium sized equipment called roughness tester, profile or contour tester, by which you can understand how I can control a miniature dimension which are having just 10 micron tolerances or 20 micron tolerances. So first, when you will see, there are a lot of parameters and dimensions are given, like perpendicularity of this bottom face with respect to this side face is 200 micron. Then angularity is given in this range. All the leading component manufacturers gives you the drawing where you will find dimension in the language of GD&T, and they are related to different kind of base or datum. So on one side, with respect to one datum, your dimension is okay, but with respect to another datum, your dimension is not okay. So sometimes you will be confused how to get a result or how to get a judgment. So for this, your understanding about different datums with respect to this geometry, and say for this whole center with this face, or this whole center with this whole center, and these small then the center difference in the terms of angle, maybe some minutes. So how much a difference in angles or difference in dimension and taper. So different kind of geometry you can check and you can understand. And apart from that, I'll tell you, if you have at your institutions like coordinate measuring machines, CMM, roughness tester, roundness tester, profile projector, vision system, so you can utilize our quick check as an artifact to demonstrate different parameters on the machine to the user, and they can develop their skills by identifying the value, the numerical value, because it is not there. So they can develop their skills with appropriate measuring instrument and identifying that particular dimension. And if there's a difference between 2 or 3 appraisers or users, then they will understand what sort of problem was there in their measurement. So this will develop a understanding, a skill, how you can take a dimension with a instrument which is we understand is perfect, but everywhere you will find the variation, because variation is natural. It can be within the component, it can between the component, it can within the measurement system, it can between measurement system, like component, you and machine, and different set of machine producing same component. So this is difference in between and different measurement system, because one machine, one appraiser, one shift, maybe 3 appraiser. So these all small things will give you a spark about understanding of the process, and which you are going to face very soon. Maybe I don't know, but how many you are from 4th year and 3 years. For 3 years, 3rd year student, you will get job next year, and for 4th year student, maybe after a few months you will be in job. So then you will utilize these skills to differentiate which process is best, which appraiser is best. Like I would say in Hindi, किस मशीन पे कौन सा appraiser या कौन सा आदमी ज्यादा सुटेबल है और मेरे को ये काम उसको देना है. बट ये मुझे डेवलप करना होगा। अगर मेरे को यही नहीं मालूम होगा कि मैं इनको कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करूं कि कौन सा अच्छा है कौन सा खराब है, तो मैं नहीं कामयाब हो पाऊंगा। तो सक्सेस के लिए अगर आपको सक्सेस चाहिए, शुरू में स्ट्रगल के साथ ही आगे जाता है और वो जरूरी भी है। जब तक हम एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम के साथ अपने आप को मैच नहीं करेंगे, हम उस एरिया में उस एनवायरनमेंट में नहीं रखेंगे, तब हम आगे जाके अपनी सीट के पास या सीट के पास बैठ के उनका सोल्यूशन नहीं दे पाएंगे। तो इसे हम गंबा काइजान भी बोलते हैं कि एक्चुअल प्रोसेस जहां पे हो रहा है वहीं पे जाके उस प्रॉब्लम को समझना, उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना और उसका सोल्यूशन निकालना। तो डियर फ्रेंड्स, आई होप I am able to give some idea what kind of different measurement system, measurement processes are going to see, or you are going to see them in the different shop floors. Maybe they are auto component manufacturers, they are OEM, they are aerospace component manufacturers. Because I am giving training to various aviation component manufacturers like Divyanshi Export, like Tata Lockheed Martin, like Boeing. And for auto, I am in Hero, I am in Tata. So, moreover, I find all processes are up to some extent they are same. Only the difference is the severity concern of a component and the difference in given tolerance. But maximum process and measuring instruments you will find same in an automotive company, in a consumer durables manufacturer, or a aerospace component manufacturer. And one thing I like to say, and maybe I'll request to the faculty members, they will also understand this point. In early days, there was some liberty or some opportunity to the engineers. They can learn from their seniors, because on that time there are few machines, they are not that kind of productivity is needed, so they have enough time to learn metrology by their seniors, by reading or by doing some practicals. But now these days, just visit Hero, Maruti, Tata Motors, HAL, or any major like Hyundai, Kia, you will find 5 machines, 6 machines run by single operator and a single engineer in 3 machine shops. So you don't have that much time and opportunity that you can learn at shop floor. So it's my personal recommendation. Please build as much as more skills in your engineering tenure, say for in 4 years, because you will feel very less opportunity. And second thing is that now these days every employer is looking forward for skilled people, because they think if I'll take a skilled person, it will give me productive from the very first day. People who are looking for, first of all, you have to train them, then after training they will give their output. So maybe I am able to say or not, please understand the change in manufacturing generation. This phase is for those people who have multi skills. So this is my humble request, don't consider metrology is just like a metrology. Metrology and manufacturing runs parallel. If you are not good in metrology, you cannot produce precision components, you cannot produce a components with reliability, with confidence, with accuracy. And now these days, everybody is look for these terms. Your component must be 100% okay. Your component must be as far as the conformance needed, like your drawing, your other tests concerned, severity concerned with the legal aspects or some government aspects. So you must be able to overcome those issues just by improving your skills. So it's my humble request, please understand, and this learning will give you boost to understand various manufacturing processes. You can differentiate. You can talk very confidently to your bosses, sir. If I'll use this process to manufacture this component in this range, it's really it's look difficult. But I am suggesting you please use this process, and we will able to make components in also 15 micron. So I would say you will not like a decision seeker. By developing these skills, you will be decision maker, and you can lead the team. You can lead the entire department for betterment. So as far as these 5 blocks concerned, I thought I have given a lot of inputs about this kind of differentiation with respect to their design hierarchy. Now I'll put all 5 of in front of you and giving to you the answer why they are similar. Actually, I tell you, when you will join any automobile company like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, General Motors, rather Chrysler, Hyundai, Kia, they follow one manual that is called MSA manual. The meaning of MSA manual is measurement system. In this manual, there are some guidelines, there are some statistical tools. By using those statistical tools, you can improve your measurement system. And there are 5-6 manual in every quality system like PPAP, APQP, FEMA, and you won't believe MSA is the most difficult manual, I would say, because it directly turn everything into the show floor practicality, and it's result oriented. If anything goes wrong, that will be wrong, or you will produce rejected components. So these all 5 components or quick checks are designed to perform these studies. Like you can conduct bias studies by taking any of equipment and taking 20 readings, and you can take repeatability. And if there are 3 appraisers using the same equipment in different shifts at shop floor, so you have to conduct a gauge R&R, that is called gauge repeatability and reproducibility study. So these all gauges are designed, and each and every dimensions are different from others dimension intentionally to conduct this kind of a study. So this is somehow people called it gauge R&R kit. And we very recently have supplied few kits in New York University, Illinois University, King Khalid University in Saudi Arabia, and MGI Malaysia. In this recent time, we have supplied Malaysian German institutes. They have, I think, 7 institutes in Malaysia. So we supplied them 5 kits to conduct these kind of study, and won't believe the people are doing vocational courses. They are for 2 years and 3 years, and are doing a graduate degree program. So if your employee will know a fundamental, so I must say, as a senior, you must know more than him. So please understand how we are going to compete, to whom we are going to compete in this world. Now we are living in a small village. You will find so many component manufacturers are exporting their component to overseas customers, and vice versa. We are importing so many components from overseas manufacturers. So we have to compete in an international market, and to compete in an international market, our skills must be in line with what is happening internationally. So I'll say, dear friends, across the globe, people are going to induct lot of skills at their education level. For this, I'll show you. Just I'll show you few things, files and other things. these are few examples of reference and comparison of few files. Dear students, these files have the data and the requirement of world's top 20 countries education system, includes USA, Japan, Belgium, France, Australia, Thailand, Singapore, what they are teaching their students in different, I would say, courses like 2-year vocational course, 3-year vocational course, graduate engineering course. So now we are seeing everywhere things have gone tremendously on the upper side, and they have changed a lot in their education system. So I'll request you, please update yourself, because you are going to perform in international market. So these skills will help you, and we have designed these gauges according of worldwide education system, not only for India. That's why our 80% market is for export. But being an Indian, it's my duty to pass my learnings to society, and that's why I am here. I am really sorry to say, but we are lagging behind, and we are lagging behind in quality. And few people, maybe some faculty members will be agree with me. Do you really mean the quality? Because it's fitness for purpose, conformance to requirement. If you are making a component according to the drawing, according to the given specification, it is quality. And according to drawing means all numerical value or metrology. According to test, say for it should be sub-zero, it should be hardened within this range, it should be volume like this, it should be weight like this. So these all things are metrology in different manner. So if you have a better understanding about metrology, it will really help to build a world-class quality product in present scenario with the given infrastructure, able to produce world-class quality with a very common infrastructure. They are not having good machines, they are not having world-class metrological equipment, but they are producing world-class components because their skill is too much high. And to support my words, I would say all the big experiments have done 50, 60 years back at the time of Second World War, all the inventions. And when there was no CNC machine, no good metrological equipment. So their skills like this, they produce the things in micron. And that's why we were on the space, or we were on the moon on 1969. So please understand. I'll tell you one more thing. All the mill standards, they are military standards in America, which started giving fundamentals on metrology and quality. It's a year back story of 1925 to 1950. So we are the people who can do this thing. So please consider this skill as a very basic and very important skill for mechanical engineers, because we have to do everything on the shop floor. Only a few things we can design on some remote area, or we can produce something by utilizing artificial intelligence. But really, in artificial intelligence, again, metrology plays a vital role. Because I'll give you an example. You know, the Intel or few SGS makes chips. You know what they are using? They are using metrology which is accurate 1 nanomicron. I have seen some equipment in US. These equipments are having the least count of 0.1 nanomicron and the accuracy of 1 nanomicron, by which they can differentiate spectrum. So metrology is very wide right now. So please try with some basics, and you can improve or you can upgrade as far as your industry concerned. Like maybe you few of will may start your own startup. and you can be exporter to OEMs worldwide. So this knowledge will really help you. It's my experience, and I can bet on that. If a person is good in metrology, no one can defeat him. Like me, but I'm exporting my quick check, simple quick check, which is the calibration and verification device, which was my first patent in 42 countries. And this kit is 27 leading countries. And people are utilizing it to calculate measurement uncertainty in different way. And I got a call one day from Belgium. The people are doing design of machine tool called VMC. The company is Micron and SW. It's the EMAC group. So they are manufacturing world-class machine, and now they want machine inbuilt inaccuracies of lesser than 1 micron, which is spindle accuracy, axis XYZ accuracy, servo mismatch, their glass scale mismatch, lead through mismatch, and volumetric inaccuracies. So they are utilizing their skills to design some jam of the machines. Just to consider, after 10 years manufacturing processes. So please build your understanding, build your skills, not for today's environment. You are going to start, so your experience will continue for the 30-40 years. So please prepare yourselves for next 40 years. So this is my recommendations. And one more thing, in mechanical life, I would say example of micrometer. Just see this micrometer. Dr. Ram, I am audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just see this micrometer. This was invented approx 50 years back in Japan by Mitutoyo Corporation, having the least count of 1 micron and accuracy of 5 micron. The digital system led by some was widely in use from 80s to 90 to 2000 to 2010 and 2020. Still, this micrometer is having 1 micron least count. I asked to someone why it is not 0.1 micron. So they say because we are not able to control the dimensions needed to perform 0.1 micron accuracy. So please understand, in last 50 years, still this is happening. But what gets changed? So I tell you, late 75, when this was started in running, or I would say it came into the production, the accuracy of this micrometer was 5 micron. Then in late 90, they reduced it to 3.5 micron. In 2000, they again reduced it to 2.5 micron. And in 2010, their one model claims the least count is 1 micron and accuracy is 1 micron. Please understand, in shop floor, if we will use 0.1 micron least count equipment, it will cost 100 times more. If this comes with the price tag of 10,000, and if you will take any master instrument having the least count of 0.1 micron, it will be in 10 lakhs. So this huge difference force people to improve their whole measurement, not only because again, this can give a 0.1 micron least count, but accuracy will be again 2 micron. Then there is no meaning of 0.1 micron least count. So please understand, you can you can improve some things up to some extent. Then for next phase, you need to improve your basic structure, which may include the geometry of machine, the alignment of spindle, the accuracies and flatness of the base or bed. Then all points where you put your components called fixtures, their resting pads and everything. I was trained in Chiron. I was trained in Micron in Germany, and we have worked in 2008 on this, how we can build a VMC, a vertical machine, and the total inaccuracies in 2.5 micron. Again, it's a big project, and 3-4 German majors have joined their hands to make this happen. So please understand, this is a big opportunity across the globe. This is not like we all Indians are lagging behind us. There are so many people who are lagging behind that, but there are few people who are utilizing metrology as a weapon to improve their manufacturing products and services up to the mark existing infrastructure. Because it is very easy to say, please replace the machine, please replace this process, please replace this thing. But it is very difficult because we need to see everything commercially. So, dear friends, I think I am little bit able to give you a synopsis of dimension metrology with respect to your label. This is called basic. In advanced form, we'll take all this metrology to manufacturing, how we can build a machine with lesser inaccuracies with respect to their manufacturing system. Like we can improve our manufacturing process, and this improvement will give a closed band for manufacturing of my component. And there are two things: one is allowed variation, and second is manufacturing. People understand in terms of sigma. So sometimes it is 3 sigma, 6 sigma, or 12 sigma. So now Maruti, Tata Motors, and Hyundai, Toyota, they are emphasizing their vendors to make in 12 sigma, because if anything goes wrong in 12 sigma system, then still it will be under 6 sigma. To maintain their 6 sigma, they are pushing their vendors to maintain everything, and by which automatically their all manufacturing processes will be within the spec. So please understand the voice of customer. Everywhere there is a great demand of those people who can improve, who can give their contribution for betterment. Because in this world, we are going every day on the smaller size with wide functioning, like smartphones, lot of components you will see they are manufacturing earlier days with some different kind of machine. But right now, manufacturing has changed, has taken in the next phase, by which it is compact, but with more features, with more viability, and you will see more reliability. So I think I have given you a lot of things, and this kit also comes with software. You can utilize your data observed from different cities. You can put that data in the software, and you can find how much error is in earlier time, then there is some change, or how much improve you in a particular measurement system. You can visualize, and further it will see physically also. If you will take 5 readings and total difference is 0.4 mm, then after some times it is 0.01 mm, then you improve 4 times, and this improvement you will feel will give you a lot of benefits. So I think I have given you a glimpse of this measurement system, and nevertheless, if I not touch anything, you can ask me, and you are free to ask any question. Please, if you think if anything is not clear to you, you can ask me, please. So, Dr. Ram, Dr. Pathak, I would say,
Students, if you have any queries, please raise your
uh,
hand or you can ask your question.
So I think it's all clear. But I hope so. Uh, some some something you will have in your mind after ending the session. And can anybody tell me, did they find one thing with this skill what they can improve? Now I am asking to you, any one of you, did you find any benefit developing these skills?
So presentation.
One second. Sir, on behalf of student, I want to ask a question.
No issue,
Uh,
please.
how they can build their career in this field?
It's a very good question, sir. I tell you, there are two ways. One is if you have measurement and inspection skills. So all the OEMs can open their gates for you people in quality department. There are 2-3 qualities like quality control, quality assurance, quality and reliability engineering department, and R&D. Sometimes they can hire you for develop vendors. So this is vendor development department, because they understand if you are having this skill, so you can correlate easily the problem, you can analyze in a better way, and you can suggest your vendor. Oh, I am audible, sir? Hello? Hello, Dr.
Yes,
Ram?
sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay, okay, okay. So these person can choose any OEMs, any good suppliers like tier 1, tier 2. And apart from that, in India, lot of companies are opening their base for and for outsourcing. Uh, uh, they are good suppliers, and those people used to audit the company, the supplier, and give their report. So they are getting pretty well amount. So they can utilize these skills in auditing purpose, in identifying good suppliers for their overseas customers. So there are a lot of opportunities. And apart from that, one more thing, sir. So I would say there are a lot of value-added manufacturing concerns are coming in India. Like I would say in Nasik, one company is there who set up their 300 CNC VMC to manufacture BMW components, and they are offering 1 lakh salary for those people who are good in metrology. So yes, they are very good opportunity, and not only India, sir. After getting these skills, entire world is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your kind give the information about the metrology and detailed description about the different types of tools, measuring tools which are using in the industry. Such a nice demonstration given by you.
And I would say, sir, thanks a lot, Ram sir and Pathak sir. You give me an opportunity by which I would be able to show you all these things, because ultimately bring back to society, because इस मिट्टी का कर्ज है सर हम सब पे।
Definitely, sir, definitely.
मैं मतलब बड़ा humbly आपसे इस बात को कह रहा हूँ कि आप लोगों ने मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी दी। इट्स नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट वेदर यू विल बाय और नॉट, बट इट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट कि जो ये 100 स्टूडेंट्स, ये आने वाले कल का भविष्य जो देख रहे हैं इसको, उनके माइंड में एक बात जरूर रहेगी कि यस, इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है और कैसे वो मतलब उस वर्ड को लेके आए कि हमारे क्वालिटी पास करें कि यस, मेड इन इंडिया इज अ गुड क्वालिटी, लाइक वी डू फॉर जापानीज एंड जर्मन।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I think there is no more questions from student side.
नो इशू सर, नो इशू।
सो आई सर, मैं एक और चीज चाहूंगा कि आगे जैसे ही ये लॉकडाउन और कोविड का थोड़ा सा सेशन खत्म हो, ड्यूरेशन खत्म हो, तो एक बार आप कॉलेज में आके हैंड्स ऑन सेशन जरूर करें।
So nice of you, sir.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
surely come. If you'll invite me, I'll surely come. No issue, and we can plan it
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
for this.
So thank you very much, sir, for your given this session and share the knowledge with the students and faculty members. So nice of you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your spare your time with us.
Same
Thank
here
you.
this side, sir.
Thank
Same
you,
here
sir.
this side. And once again, thanks to you for this opportunity and for your valuable time. So I hope this will. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
Bye.